coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey man, shout out everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support, man. We out here, man, pushing P, man. We out here, man. Big love to everybody who support the movement, everybody who support the platform. Man, we out here, man. We rolling, we pushing, we trying to do what we can do while we can do it. I'm asking y'all, I'm imploring y'all to check your status. Make sure you subscribed. I know you're saying to yourself, I subscribe, man. I know I subscribe. Man, they unsubscribing people. It's a whole campaign of skullduggery going on, man. I ain't got to the bottom of it. I'm working on it, but in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to need y'all to do your due diligence. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go back and check. It's free. They may have unsubscribed you. They be unliking your videos. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's go. We out here. Listen. The thing that happens with a riot, right? I'm going to tell y'all what I know from experience. The riot itself is crazy, is deadly, is vicious. It's some stuff that, you know what I'm saying, you ain't going to see nowhere else in life. You ain't going to experience nowhere in life, right? It's kind of like the movie, if you ever seen the movie Gangs of New York. It's just like everybody out there with weapons, everybody out there fighting, everybody out there trying to survive. Jokers is getting at each other that they don't like. You know, it's just chaos. It's crazy. The police is scared. They not out there. You know what I'm saying? When they do come, they not going to come till they got full force, till they got tear gas guns, till they got real guns on the outside with the National Guards. That's the only time they going to come. Other than that, you on your own. So it ain't no protection but what you can provide for yourself. So that's a deadly, crazy situation in itself, right? So this is what people may not know who never experienced anything like this. After the riot, it's even more deadly. It's even more crazy. Because what happens is we go on lock. And that's what we did. We ended up going on lock. Vicious lock. I mean, like after riot, first and foremost, they're going to drag you off the yard and they're going to bring you back buck naked. I'm talking about bucketed naked. You ain't going to have nothing on. Yeah. So the whole compound going to see you naked. You know what I'm saying? At least your block. Because they walking you. I don't care if you was all the way down on the other side of the yard. They walking you all the way down the boulevard with a CO on each arm. And you naked. No shoes, no socks, no underwear, t-shirts, no nothing. They scared. They making sure you ain't got no weapons on you. So they bringing you back naked. When you get in your block, they holding you right there naked. What cell you in? What cell? They walk you to your cell naked. Right? So that's one thing. Boom. Once we go through all of that, now they put us on lock. Now they on some crazy stuff because the penitentiary been towed down. It's been, you know, doors is broken and all types of stuff. So you gonna use that as a state of emergency to carry us the way that they get ready to carry us. But we ain't getting fed on time, if we get fed at all. And that's mandatory. They gotta feed you. We ain't getting fed on time if we get fed at all. On top of that, we might get breakfast at 1 o'clock in the evening. And it ain't gonna be nothing but a boiled egg and some dry old stale bread and maybe a orange or something. And it's gonna go on like that. The lunch may come 6, 7 o'clock at night. Your final meal, same thing, just a bag lunch, bologna sandwich or something like that. Then you'll get the same thing for dinner, which may come 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, right? They cutting off the commissary. Commissary is non-existent and you can't go to the store. So whatever you got, that's all you got. But, you know, dudes that ain't used to a riot, they don't know this, right? So you ain't going to the store. You ain't going to a visit. You ain't using the phone. And they ain't picking up mail. and they ain't bringing mail. Yeah, I know y'all saying to yourself, mail is federal, they can't do that. Yeah, well, they do what they want to do. They call it a state of emergency, right? Now, using that frame of mind in a state of emergency, these jokers is realizing they in a state of emergency too. Because now we in the cell, police ain't really making no rounds. They ain't coming by unless it's count time. They got to count. Now, that ain't going to change. They got to count because they got to count for everybody that's there if they want to keep their job. You understand? So they going to count and send that information to Richard to make sure all bodies are accounted for in that penitentiary. But other than that, you might not see them, right? So why do that make this more deadly? Then because whoever you in the cell with, that's who you with. You stuck with. Whatever you got to eat, that's all you got. Whatever is going on with you, that's what it is. So now you got to think everybody's irritated. Everybody's frustrated. Everybody is, you know what I'm saying, they don't know what to do. They ain't never dealt with nothing like this before. And it's crazy because you can't get no help. Kick the door, you can flood, you can do whatever you want to do. Them people ain't going to do nothing. Nothing. If they had to come get you, they going to come extract you with 5, 6 officers. They going to beat you down, probably going to throw you in a hole somewhere, and you going to be chained down to the bunk. So I'm saying, so you ain't got no resources. So boom. You got to think about all the dudes that was in the cell with dudes that they ain't like. That's a problem right there. Now dude can, he can just go ahead on and start doing whatever he want to do to you. You got to think about the dudes that's in the cell with dudes that's weaker than them. And they couldn't really do nothing to them on regular because the people can go to the people and you're going to be late. But now we under state of emergency. Dudes is hungry. You got to think about the dudes that was in the cell with dudes that got a little money and they ain't really got no money, but they don't really like them. Now you got dudes in the cell taking dudes' food because they can't eat. Man, let me get some of that commissary. Man, that's all I got, man. Let me get some of that commissary. All that's going on. Dudes that ain't like they selling, whooping they sellers in them. Shut up. Man, you had dudes literally in that cell getting whooped daily. And won't nobody come in to help them. Black eyes, busted nose, busted lip, you know what I'm saying, bruises on them, knots on their head. And every time the police coming around, the police ain't even helping them. So it's mad chaos in this joint. Now you got to start looking at your celly like, you got any issues? Do you have any issues? You see what I'm saying? So that's going on. Now you got dudes borrowing stuff. Man, they sending lines, fishing lines, man, send me this. Man, dudes that started thinking there's a come up. Oh, I could double up my stuff. I could 2 for 1. And they 2 for 1, and then they realizing, man, we ain't go to the store first week, second week, third week, a month, 2 months. So they like, hold up. I ain't got that much stuff left. So now you got dudes trying to, if I loan out something, it's going to be 1 for 3, 1 for 4. Still thinking they're going to make a come up. Not seeing we can't see how long this stuff going to last. Right? And dudes is loaning out. And then we go into the 3rd month, the 4th month. They like, whoa, there ain't nobody got nothing to lend out. Right? You got to be able to foresee what's coming. So now you got a lot of dudes that got coffee habits, man. They got to have it. They locked in the cell, man. They going through it. They having headaches and stuff now, banging migraines because they ain't got no coffee. But they also ain't got no money. But they desperado. Man, let me get a bag of coffee. Man, you going to have to owe me $5 back, man, when these doors open. All right, they ain't got it, but they going to lie. They desperate. It's like a drug addict. They got to have it. So they're going to have to deal with these issues when the doors open. Now, at this time, too, they still ain't letting us out in the block. Even when they come get us for a shower, may come get us once a week, they walking us to the shower with handcuffs and shackles on with a dog and guards. You know what I'm saying? Armed guards. So you can't interact with nobody. So eventually, we know they're going to have to let us up. You know what I'm saying? So all these debts got to be paid. Now you got dudes that still asking to borrow stuff, and dudes is telling them no, they're trying to borrow from other people, so you can see that the check-in game gonna be in full effect when these doors open. You can see that. because it's too much money being owed. Dudes is laying in there. Dudes is talking to the police when they bring in the trays, trying to check in. They sell it, whooping them. They sell it down on them. They ain't adhering to none of that. They letting you just thug it out. They don't care. Dudes is starting to throw flood. Water is all in the pod. Dude throwing piss out there. Dookie out there. The police mad. They got to come in there to get that up because they don't supposed to be serving trays with that stuff on the floor. It's a biohazard joint. They don't supposed to do that. They doing whatever they want to do. It's like no rules up in this joint. And dudes know it. And dudes taking advantage of it. Man, dudes is talking greasy to each other. Hey, when these doors open, I'm telling you, that's my word. I bet you I'm going to put something in you. I'm going to put something in you when these doors. Yeah, you're going to have to. It's just going crazy. I already know. I'm sitting back like, I know when these doors open, it's going to be mad chaos up in this joint. I already know. You know what I'm saying? Dudes really ain't got nothing. You can hear dudes in there scraping. Dudes trying to make them joints before these doors open. Cause ain't nobody got nothing. Cause they done script search and all. If you got something in your cell, dudes probably got rid of it off the rip because they thought they was gonna come shake down every sale, you know what I'm saying? So it was just mad chaos. It was a crazy time, man. And dudes was getting desperado, and dudes was putting their life on the line, man. Because you borrow that money, and you can't pay that money back. When them doors open, you can lay flat and believe you going to have the answer to that. Now, me, woo, thank God I had a good foresight. Now, I did not think it was going to last as long as it did. It lasted almost 11 months. You heard me? Almost 11 months. A whole year we on lock. I just could see it. I started loaning out stuff a little bit at first because I still had a store by. Then I said, no. Hold on to what you got until you see what's going on. Hold on to what you got. Because you got to eat. No matter how much stuff you got to eat. And you can't see no end to this. So I knew, you know what I'm saying, from just previous situations of being locked up at the time, long as I have, just seeing things and hearing things, I pay attention. So I kept my stuff up, eating my stuff. You know what I'm saying? It even came to the point where my seller that I had, he was cool with me. And when he ran out, I was looking out for him a little bit. Then I had to cut that off because it's self-preservation. You know what I'm saying? Self-preservation is the first law of nature. I had to take care of me before I could even try to help somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But I had a homeboy, he got caught up. I know he gave out way more than he wanted to give out because he thought he hadn't come up. And then you see dudes start doing crazy stuff. You know they trying to check in. Dudes start, pooping the CO down. You know what I'm saying? Throwing dookie on the CO. Throwing pee on the COs when they come around serving trays. You know what I'm saying? Spitting on the nurses when they come around with the medicine. They trying to get up out here. By any means necessary for these doors open, they trying to get up out here because they owe money. Or either they've been snatching on the gate and they know blood is imminent. They know when these doors open, somebody gonna get at you. You know what I'm saying? And they've been snatching. Man, I ain't worried about it. I'm gonna see you. I mean, hey, look, bro, all that coffee I got from you, charge that to the game, man. We on lock. Dudes on the gate said, what? But, bro, you owe me 16 bags of coffee. You got to have that when them doors, bro. We on lock, man. Charge that to the game, man. Okay, all right. I'm going to charge it to the game. But it's going down when these doors open. So, the longer we go, you see more and more dudes trying to escape. They trying to get out. They cussing the police out. They throwing stuff on the police. So the police coming in there, roughing them up, taking them out, dragging them through pissy waters and dookie on the floor. They will hog tie them jokers and drag them out where their body is scraping across the floor with all this dookie and Bro, we living like in a third world country up in this joint. We living like a third world country up in this piece. And it's just mad chaos. And I'm like, man. And these the moments you start thinking in your mind, man, like, Man, how I messed my life up this bad, Joe. I'm living like this. This how we living. You know what I'm saying? Dudes get mad. Dudes is on the door hollering and screaming. They sellers is getting irritated. Next thing you know, you heard him and his sellers in there. They rumbling. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, man, get up. Hey, man, hey, listen, doing a ride. I done heard sellers in there getting busy, fighting, hollering, screaming. And the police is coming around and will not even acknowledge that they rumbling and go right by the cell. Take the 2 bags of lunch and look in the cell and throw them Jones on the slot and keep on going. Don't call no 1033. Don't call no nothing. And once dudes see that, you got any beef with your seller, now's the time. They not worrying about none of that. You understand? If you had jewelry on, your wedding ring, your watch, or anything in your pocket when you got locked up or when they got you off that yard, is gone. You can't even file a grievance telling you lost this, it's gone, bro. So you taking major losses. So you got to think, dude might have had a necklace, a ring, his wedding ring might have been dear to him. They taking all of that off of you when they bringing you off the yard. So now you got jokers sitting in their cell. They done lost their ring. They trying to write a grievance. They people ain't bringing no grievance papers. Ain't no sergeant coming around. Ain't no billing lieutenant. Ain't nothing going on. So you just sitting in there mad, irritated, and frustrated, and like you done been robbed, and you got a seller that's in your way that you got to deal with that you might not even like. You gonna take it out on him. First time he do something wrong. You got to smell his poop, his peeing, his burping, his farting, his feet, his everything, and you up in this joint, man, and you, man, what you talking about, man? Yeah, this is the type of life we living. So it's crazy. So it's more, like I say, more deadly probably after a ride than it is during a ride. Because now it's just us against us. When in a ride, it's us against them. You understand? We protesting. We not liking the way they treating us. We not liking the conditions. We not liking how they handle us. So this is what brings about a riot. But now, they got us locked down, chained down like animals. They treating us worse than they was before we, what we rioted about. That's the irony in the situation. Now they treating us 10 times worse. And we can't do nothing about it because we locked up. We isolated. See, when you out in a ride, that's everybody together. That's collectively. Even the suckers that scared to get involved, they still out there. The numbers, it's the number game. They don't know who gonna get involved. So they scared. But when they got each and every one of you in the cell, where at the most, they got to deal with 2 people at a time. Oh man, they handling you like you they handling you like you a 2-year-old kid. You understand me? They ain't trying to hurt nothing you trying to say. Is whatever they say. They want to put them hands on you. They gonna want to put them dogs on you. They want to put them shock shields on you. They want to beat you down. They ain't even doing no paperwork for that. So you stuck. So dudes is trying to get away. Dudes is trying to get up out there. I had gave dude a little something, and this dude been down a minute, and he always had a little flammery skullduggery with him too. And then I started seeing he was borrowing from everybody. But this was at the beginning when I just gave away a little stuff. So he started borrowing from everybody. And I knew I could see the play with him. And sure enough, he went into that skullduggery trying to get up out there. He started doing crazy stuff. He was one of the ones that he threw the poop all in a female CO face. Poop and piss in her face. I know he was trying to go. You know what I'm saying? He trying to get up off there. He willing to take the whooping. Them dudes is willing to take the whooping that the police gonna put on them because they know that's gonna be better than what one of these jokers gonna put on. See, these police gonna go to a limit. They may, they slip up sometime too. they make mistakes sometime too and kill you. They beat you too bad and you end up dying. You know what I'm saying? You succumb to your injuries. They make mistakes, but they try. They try their hardest not to kill you because that's where you gotta answer a lot of questions. You gotta do a lot of paperwork. People gonna have to be fired. So they try not to kill you. They just try to get you this close to death where you feel so bad you want to die. You did. But a convict, an inmate, he gonna try to kill you about his money. He gonna try to kill you about his disrespect. He gonna try to kill you about playing with him. So they know that. So they gonna take their chance. This is what he was doing. And the Bama name was Oil Can. Yeah, I'm gonna call his name because you a sucker. You a real life sucker if you out here somewhere in this world. You's a sucker. So Oil Can was doing that. He was born. And like I said, he was the dude that had a little respect because push come to shove, he'll push. You know what I'm saying? He'll push. If push come to shove, he'll push. So, but he's still a sucker though, because you knew what you was doing. He saw the play, and he had been there in a minute. So he saw the play, so he born this, born that. Yeah, I got. And dudes giving it to him because dudes respect him and know that, you know, let's say he gonna more or lessly, he know the game of penitentiary. He know if he don't pay, he got to get down. So dudes is like, well, he gonna pay, you know. And then who he born from. But he was pulling a sucker move. He was trying to get up. So I can remember arguing with him too, because the other dude got to arguing like, man, you ain't doing nothing. He, you know, pooped the lady down. Dude holler, man, why you do that, man? Why you do that, Slim? Dude, he owed. That was one of my homeboys too. He was down in the corner. He owed him a lot. And he was like, why you do that, man? You trying to get up out here, man. You pulling those sucker move. And then he started getting, you know what I'm saying, with his mouth. Man, I ain't trying to do nothing. I ain't trying to be up in here. They carrying us straight up. Y'all suckers. Y'all want to stay up in here. They gonna have to move me. Yeah, well, what about that money you owe? Why you bought all that stuff if you know you was gonna try to move? Man, I ain't thinking about that. I thought we would have been up by now. But now we ain't coming up. They carrying. I'm getting up off here. Charge that to the game. That's dead money. You know what I'm saying? So that Jonah, boy, people telling you that it's your money, man, you be ready to like, because you know they not going to say that to you in person. So it's like nothing you could do. So the anger, he owed me little bitty money. You know what I'm saying? Probably under $10, $15. But me hearing that had me, man, I'm like, charge it to the game. Oh, so you is pulling the sucker move. You is trying to get up out here. So I can remember hollering at them after their stuff was all over a little later, because the people coming to get you. You threw that poop up in that girl's face. They coming to get you. So I was like, yeah, so Oil Can, that's how you doing, right? He was like, man, everybody heard what I said. Charge it to the game. Man. I said in my mind, if I ever see you again, them words will be ringing in my head. Charge it to the game. Because that's what I'm going to do when I see you. I'm going to charge it to the game. Because it was a sucker move, but you had dudes doing it like that. And he wasn't the only one. You know what I'm saying? Once dudes seeing dudes going up out there, but they know they had to go to the extreme to get up out there. What I mean by the extreme, you going to have to take a whooping. The people that made it clear they not moving nobody. They not caring about you getting no mail. They not caring about you going to commissary. They trying to send a clear, emphatic message. They don't care, and they trying to let you know. They trying to put in your head, if y'all ever try this again, it's going to be 10 times worse than this. So they trying to make this experience so bad that everybody go through it, going to tell it next. People, man, we go through it right. You go through it right, bro. They going to drag it. That's what they trying to do. So people know you got to go through the extreme to get up out there. And the only way you're going to go through the extreme, you got to take the whooping. Man, these jokers was willing to take that whooping, bro. I'm telling you, in our block alone, it probably, before it was over with, for the whole ride was over with, they probably extracted about 12, 13 jokers. You know, anywhere between 10 to 15. They had to extract about there. And they done took dudes out there that they sell it, them beat down to the ground. You had one dude in there selling, was beating them every day for about almost a month. Almost a month. And he was hollering on the gate telling you, I'm going to smack him in his face every day. Till they get him up out here, sucker. I ain't never like him anyway. Whooping him every day. He couldn't do nothing about it. He couldn't do nothing about it. And he telling the police. And the police ain't doing nothing about it. And then dude whooping him again for telling the police. He got on the gate. He get on the gate and say, yeah, y'all heard this B snitching. Telling people when they bring the lunch around, telling them, man, I got to get up out here, man. My celly and me is not getting along. He said, yeah, but he up at the gate with a black eye and blood coming out of his mouth, and he thinking that the police going to save him. Get up here, B. And he grabbing him, putting him up to the door. Tell him what you say. You can just say, this is what was going on in there. So this gonna make you look at your celly in there too. Like, is he gonna try something? So, you know, I won't trip because my celly, he would have got murked in there. he definitely would have got murked in there. But it wasn't that going on. But I'm just saying these are the conditions that we under. So it was more, like I say, when you do the riot, it's only certain dudes gonna really be participating out there, getting down, getting busy. You know what I'm saying? You know, doing what they do in a riot. The other ones just out there because they ain't got nowhere else to be. But when we all like isolated and they done, you know, stop the riot and we all up in that cell, oh, it affects everybody now. Everybody. Because they ain't feeding nobody. It ain't like they got certain portions of the prison they say, oh, they ain't do nothing, we not. No, everybody going under the same conditions. Everybody. And it ain't helping you with nothing. No paperwork, no mail, no visit. You can't even call. So I think we didn't even get out in the pod. We got out in the pod, was able to make phone calls probably after about, I want to say maybe about 6-7 months. And then they only let you out two at a time. You know what I'm saying? 2 cells at a time. 2 cells at a time. You know what I'm saying? That one cell out, the other cell out. You go use those phones, you got 10 minutes and you got to be back in that cell. You know what I'm saying? They going to come up in there with them dogs and them little pop guns. They going to chew you up, beat you up, and drag you on up out of there. So this is what's going on. You understand me? These is the type of things that we done had to go through being incarcerated in the penitentiary doing a riot, man. Crazy, crazy work. And like I say, it's more dangerous sometimes, depending on where you at after a riot, than it is during a riot. Because after a riot, everybody's involved. During a riot, only certain people are involved. You got people that ain't even go out on the yard during the riot. They ain't even get stuck out there. They was in their cell the whole time. But they still had to suffer the same treatment, punishment that we had to suffer when the riot was over. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people had to escape, man. A lot of people had to get up off of their camp because desperation was set in and you hungry and you going to borrow something that you can't pay for when them doors open. And you going to have to pay for it when them doors open. So they have to escape before them doors open. You understand me? So in order to do that, you still got to take a whooping. You just got to take the whooping from the police. And I think a lot of them feel like that was safer. They chose to take the whooping from the police than possibly take that Bethlehem or take a brutal that might end their life from comrade. You know what I'm saying? So these are the ills of riots, man. These are the things that happen during a riot in the penitentiary. And I've been in 3 or 4 of them. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, man, y'all talk to me, man, in the comments. I talk back. Big love. Y'all see that big logo right there. Don't nothing stop. Don't nothing change. You heard me? Bam, bam, bam. Yeah. So, we out here. We pushing P. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you go check your notifications, man. And make sure that these people got you subscribed, man. Because they literally on some skullduggery, man. You know what I'm saying? Sure wish I could have caught some of them in a ride. Good gosh almighty.
The banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young.
I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.